What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. And today we are at the shop and we are finally putting a transmission in the Jeep, the 47HO Hi-Ho Silver, do we call it? I don't know, it's a mess, but this is the one big massive thing kind of preventing it from being driven a lot. Now, I have put almost 150 miles on this thing, driving it to and from work, because luckily I can take 40-mile-an-hour roads to and from work, since this only has first and second gear and it doesn't have reverse or neutral, or it's a mess. But I have been driving this thing, like I said, almost 150 miles now, just kind of making sure the engine is happy, and so far it does seem happy. So we are going to get this thing in the shop. I'm just going to throw you guys up on the time lapse because this is going to be kind of a messy ordeal, and I'm kind of on a time crunch to get this thing in and out. Now, the transmission is from a buddy who had it already removed, bolted to an engine, because he also does a lot of engine repairs and vehicle repairs. So he already had this engine and transmission laying. It's been pulled for like multiple years and just sitting under a lean-to. So hopefully it's good. It has to be better than this transmission that has no gears and is all destroyed. So we're gonna get it in. I'm gonna drop the pan, put new filters, put new fluids, and then we'll fire it up and hope we have more gears and have park and reverse and neutral, because those would all be very convenient. Because driving this 150 miles, I've had to be very smart about how I park with no reverse, because you really got to be planning out your trips if you cannot park somewhere and then you've got to get out and push it or whatever. So luckily I haven't forgotten, and so far I have not had to get out and push this thing in reverse. But enough talking, let's get a transmission in this thing and hope it drives down the highway. All right, guys, I have no clue where this random clip is going to be in the video that you're watching. This is a day before or long before, and we cleaned the nasty, filthy, dirty Jeep out today. Now, no, I didn't really record it. All I did was unbolt the seats, pulled all the carpets out, and pressure washed and sprayed some, fabric cleaner and pressure washed some more, but there was some filthy looking stuff running out of these carpets. But as you can see now, we've got some nice black carpets again. I wish I would have shown you guys more before, but I mean, there was just food and just everything you could ever think of mushed into these carpets. It was really bad. So I've got the cargo shelf, or the rear cargo cover, power washed. I need to do kind of a final vacuum and throw these back in, but they are so much better looking, and I hope a lot less stinky. Now inside, whatever was all over the carpets had leaked all the way through into the floors. Now, like I said, there was just tons of food and nasty candy and sticky stuff just gooed everywhere in this. So, wiped all the floors, sprayed the kind of all-purpose cleaner, and just hand wiped out all of the nastiness here in the floor. And while I was kind of doing all of that, the wife was in the garage here trying to get the leather seats cleaned up, back to life. So I've got them kind of spread all through the garage here. And no, they're not perfect, but compared to what they looked like originally, man, they look a ton better. Yes, the driver's seat's a little worn here and there, but that's kind of to be expected. The passenger seat honestly looks really darn well. We, like I said, cleaned them, or she cleaned them, kind of used magic eraser and different stuff to get the leather clean, just all of the filth off of it. And then she's got some leather wipes that we wiped them down with, and honestly, they look really, really nice compared to what we started with. I even had the center console out, pressure washed this whole nasty thing, so it's just a lot better than what I started with. So guys, like I said, no clue where this is gonna be in a future video, or the video that you're watching now, but it'll be somewhere in there. And that's what I did the whole day today on this Sunday, was take the Jeep apart, power wash everything, wipe everything down, and hopefully make it a lot less stinky, horrible place to be, because you guys couldn't ever smell what it smelled like, and yeah, it smells pretty horrible. All right, guys, so I'm a very crappy YouTuber because I got too excited and already started working on it long before I ever turned the camera on, but we've already got the old transmission out laying on the ground and the new used transmission sitting up on the stand. The transfer case is obviously filthy dirty, so that is gonna have to go get power washed off. But yeah, I'm a bad YouTuber, but yeah, old transmission blown up, new one hopefully less blown up. And then while I was here, I took a glance at the rear main seal and it was leaking. You could see the little trail running down. So I already had a new rear main seal on standby just in case it was leaking, and it of course was, because everything is blown up on this Jeep. So I got the new rear main seal knocked in. I need to get the flywheel thrown back on and then get that transmission back in here and hopefully moving.
Alright guys, so yeah, I know I didn't really film hardly anything of the removal or install, but I was in a massive time crunch trying to get this transmission in. But like I said, it is in now, and this will be the first official drive. We're just gonna go jump right on the highway and try to do 60 plus miles an hour and hope for the best. I mean, what bad could happen with a transmission that you pulled out of a buddy's yard that was laying in the mud? It should be completely fine. So the big improvement, I guess, here, guys, is the fact that when I put it in reverse, I can actually back up now. That is the biggest feature of this new transmission that I'm excited about. And now hopefully we can go more than 40 miles an hour. All right, guys, are you ready for this? We are first time on the highway in the Hi-Ho Silver. All right, on throttle. We're moving. There's second gear. We're gonna go for third gear. Hey, that's one more gear than we previously had. We're gonna shift for fourth, maybe fourth. Hey, there's fourth. And I think we just went into fifth, maybe, no clue. Yeah, there's 55 miles an hour. I'm trying to get a little more speed up the hill here, but I'm driving on the highway for the first time ever in this fine piece of machinery. Now guys, I did, when I installed the transmission, I went ahead and pulled the transmission pan, put both transmission filters in, fresh fluid, put the pan back on. So this does have fresh fluid and fresh filters. I didn't just throw it in, run it with whatever the heck fluid that the poor thing had in it. So I've at least tried to give it the best help that I could. But yeah, we're doing 60 miles an hour here on the highway. I do have a massive amount of wind noise now that I can hear from a door seal or something, but this is a huge improvement that we can actually drive highway speeds. Now, when I threw the transmission in, I did need to do a transmission quick learn. That kind of relearns the transmission's shift points, I guess, if you will. The only way I know how to do that is with the factory scan tool. Obviously, I've got the scan tool there at the shop that I can use. But, you know, when I took my just preliminary lap around the block, it was shifting really harshly, and I knew that I needed to do the quick learn, and that, like I said, just kind of relearns all of the CVIs, or clutch volume indexes of that transmission. Since the old transmission was blown up, it didn't really know what to do or how to shift nicely. So that's why I needed to do that. But since doing that, like I said, this is truly the first time down the highway, and we got through all 5 gears, which is an amazing fact or feature or whatever. But yeah, I'm one step closer to having a Jeep that's not completely garbage. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear or not, but the rear axle bearings are just screaming at me. I'm pretty sure it is the rear carrier bearing. So on the laundry list of absolutely everything broken, wrong, whatever with this Jeep, the rear axle bearings are gone. Now, no, that's not uncommon in Jeeps or WJs, but just the fact that so much was bad on this thing, it's just insane. And I don't even think I talked to you guys about the power steering. Yes, I showed you guys the power steering reservoir that was leaking in that last video, but after replacing that, both of the power steering pressure lines were leaking. Not one, but both. So just everything possible was broken on this Jeep. I threw a couple of new lines on and obviously got it taken care of, but my goodness, what a bad purchase. Luckily, I'm able to do the work myself, as you guys know, but man, it is insane to see how broken something can be with neglect. But guys, as you can see, I am out driving on the road at speed, and it's moving and working and shifting, and that is way more than I could ever say before this. So guys, thanks for coming along. I know a lot of talking, not a lot of working, because I was in such a time crunch to get this transmission done that I couldn't really film that much, but you guys saw the transmission go in, the transfer case go on, and then we got to drive the thing. So that's the important part. And guys, we still have so much work to do on this, but that'll have to be for another video. So guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.